let's go. Rachel and Minna, please, come on, join us. And you guys, I shut my eyes and you go all the way over there. Come here, let's go, get a little closer here. What a beautiful sight. If I could ask everyone to take a few steps closer. Weinberg's shadow. And I'm trying to fill Charlie Harari's shoes. It's a little nerve-wracking for me. I'm a little sweaty here. So help me out. Take it closer. And you can give me a few minutes of your attention. We tackled a very difficult subject this weekend. Judaism, tefillah, prayer, is central. A Jew is obligated to daven, to pray 3 times a day. The synagogue is a central institution in every community throughout the generations. And yet it's such a hard mitzvah. And if you come into your typical shul, guys, I need your help, please. If you come into your typical shul, very often you don't see the enthusiasm. You don't see the inspiration. You don't see the energy. It is such a difficult mitzvah, yet it's central to Judaism. And unfortunately, we don't really spend enough time thinking and talking about it. And I think that one of the reasons, 2 of the reasons, why davening is so difficult, why praying is so difficult, is number 1, because we don't feel worthy. I'm going to talk to Hashem. I'm not Chana. I'm not Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. I'm not Avram Yitzchak and Yaakov. I'm not the greatest person around. I know the skeletons in my closet. I'm going to talk to Hashem. He's going to be interested in hearing to me. And that is nonsense. Because our Father in heaven is the ultimate Father. He never gives up on his children. He has realistic expectation. And he's always willing to listen. And he's always willing to listen. But I think the other barrier to praying, to davening, I think is because ultimately deep down, we really think that we're in control of our lives. We work hard, we'll be successful. We make the right decisions, we'll be happy. We take care of our health, we have the right doctors, we have a healthy diet, exercise, we'll be in good hands. So ultimately, we think that we're in control of our destiny. Until, as the phrase goes, stuff happens, or something like that. Life happens, and all of a sudden it shakes us into our reality. And we realize how vulnerable we are. And for me, that moment happened on May 29th, 1994, 12 years ago, at regional convention. At 6 p.m., I was feeling pretty pretty in my tuxedo. In Camp Wise near Cleveland, leaving my bunk and going to the social hall for banquet, I was informed that I had a phone call. My brother was on the phone. And I said to myself, either that's a very, very big mistake, someone's pulling a prank, or who knows what, because why would he track me down? I didn't give him my phone number. Why am I getting this phone call? I got very, very nervous. And I went to the phone, and it was my brother on the phone. And he told me that my father and mother, who had gone to Toronto on Memorial Day weekend to visit my sisters. I have 2 sisters who live in Toronto. He said he didn't have all the details, but there was a very, very serious car accident. They had a ride with someone, and the driver somehow lost control. And the side of the car went off the road, and the side of the car hit an embankment and went flying into the air and landed on its head upside down 30 feet away. Thank God, my father and my brother and the driver, who was not my brother, were wearing seatbelts. The driver walked away. I don't think he even needed to be hospitalized. My father was a 74-year-old man. He was wearing the seatbelt, and he went right into his seatbelt. He actually broke bones on his chest. But the seatbelt saved his life, and my brother informed me he was in intensive care, but he was conscious. He said, as far as my mother is concerned, we're not really sure. She's unconscious, she's alive, but she's unconscious. She was in a hospital in Strathroy, Ontario, and she was transferred to London, Ontario. And he said, I'm in Cleveland, and I'm on my way to London, Ontario. I think you should come with me. And of course, there wasn't much to talk about. And I went in that car, and I was thinking the worst. Maybe they're not telling anything. Maybe she's gone already. Who knows? And the worst thoughts are going through my mind. And we get to London, Ontario, and she is alive, but she's unconscious. By 4 o'clock in the morning, I come from a large family. I'm the youngest of 8. Every single one of my siblings from Michigan and from New Jersey and from Ohio and from Missouri. 12 hours after the accident, we're in London, Ontario, in this dinky little hospital. And we're meeting with the doctor. And the doctor is, at 4 o'clock in the morning, imagine the eerie scene, is giving us a report. And he says to us, your mother has an internal brain injury. And we have no idea the extent of the brain damage. There's no way to measure it. We have no idea. The brain is bruised. She may never recover. She may recover slowly. She may recover partially. She may recover fast. We have no idea. And we are absolutely powerless. There's no medicine. There's no surgery. There's no procedures. There's nothing we could do. There's nothing we could do. The only thing we could tell you is the longer she remains unconscious, that's an indication of the extent of the damage. And he looks around the room at us, and he says, you look like you're people of faith. We're powerless to do anything. The only thing you could do is pray. It's the only thing you could do. And trust me, at that point, none of us had any problem praying. We weren't distracted. We didn't have questions. We knew. And we prayed our brains out. And 1 day went by, and 2 days went by, and I didn't even have the guts to walk in to see my mother. And I never knew if I'd see her again. And finally, on Wednesday, I walked in and I went into the intensive care unit. You should never know from such a place. Dimly lit, quiet hum, bunch of machines and equipment, everyone hooked up to different tubes and different stuff. Very, very scary. And I approached my mother's bed, and I'm shaking out of my brains. And there she is, 90-something pounds. She doesn't look alive, but you see the respirator and it's pumping, and she's breathing. My mother was my sense of strength and inspiration and hope, is lying there hopeless. And the days went on, Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and not a single sign of hope. No indication of any progress. Nothing. And didn't all need to stay there for Shabbos, and I went home for Shabbos. Spent Shabbos with my family. Can't describe to you what kind of Shabbos that was. But on Shabbos afternoon, my brother was in the intensive care unit with my mother, holding her hand and talking to her. And he said, the sun is setting, and it's time for me to daven, Mom. Would you like me to daven out loud so you could hear? And my mother shook her head. Yes, it was the first sign of life. She responded. And my brother davened, and he continued to daven the entire Shemona Esrei, and her mind was paying attention every single step. Every time she said a bracha, Mogen Avraham, her lips moved, Amen, till the very end of Shemona Esrei. Of course, my brother called us after Shabbos, elated and excited. Progress was being seen. And I'm telling you, within 24 hours on Sunday evening, my mother's mind was completely lucid. Her body, she couldn't see, she couldn't talk, parts of her body she couldn't move, but she was laughing, she was understanding, she was able to write a little bit, some answers to some questions. She was totally, her mind was back. And within the next few days, within 2-3 weeks, she was released from the hospital. And within 6 months, she had 100%, a 100% recovery. On Hanukkah, our family all got together back again in Detroit and celebrated a huge celebration, a 100% recovery, no frailness, no pain, everything 100% recovery. Today, not today, but my mother is Liain Hara Ken Yirbu, 80 years old, thank God in good health. She calls these 12 years the bonus years. And in these bonus years, she's had lots and lots of joy. She's had lots and lots of joy. I told you I have a large family. Within the last 12 years, she was at the wedding of more than 30 of her own grandchildren. More than 30. And just a few weeks ago, she traveled to New Jersey for a bris of a great-grandson, and she stayed on 2 weeks to help my niece with a newborn baby. Lots and lots of joy. Look around this room, and you see a room full of young people with great hopes, with great plans, with great aspirations, dreams. You want to do good things. You want to have good health. You want to have happiness. You want to bring good things to the world. You want to make a contribution. You want success. You want goodness. You can't do it alone. You have friends. You have business associates. You have family. Family is the most important. You have a lot of partners in the success, in the story of your life. But the most important partner in your life is God. That is the most important relationship that you have. It's elusive, but that is the most important relationship you have. And what's the key to every relationship? Communication. And how do you communicate with Hashem? Through tefillah. God gave us a gift of tefillah, that we're mere mortals are able to communicate with Hashem. As the rabbi explained in the Beis Medrash session, He allows us to become His partners. He wants our prayers. He's telling us He wants our prayers. Prayer is an important life skill. It's an important life skill that you need for the success in your life, and it doesn't come naturally. We're not born with a natural need to pray. And God forbid you shouldn't have any tragedies or crises that should bring you to pray. You should pray from joy and from dreams and from service of Hashem. And the regional board wanted to do a daily learning program, something that we could all do and learn together on our own or with partners every single day, a few minutes, 5 minutes. And what better topic can we learn about, but learn about this topic that is so often not spoken about, but yet is so essential to our life. So you're going to go home from this Shabbaton. Shabbatons come and they go, and they fade. Let us take something home. Let us make a commitment. Let us each close our eyes and make a commitment and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend 5 minutes each day with an advisor, with a friend, with a brother, with my parent, with somebody. 5 minutes every day. I'm not going to let a day go by. We're going to give you a little gift, a book. Praying with Fire. And it's unbelievable this book was made for us. It's made 5-minute-a-day lessons. 90 days. It's almost exactly 90 days till regional convention. And let us keep this Shabbaton with us till the next Shabbaton. And let this elevate our lives and let us come to the next Shabbaton knowing we've completed a book, we've completed a Sefer. And we've elevated ourselves and we refined ourselves and we made ourselves better. Make up your mind that you're going to take a little piece of everything we learned. We learned such amazing stuff this weekend. But we just scratched the surface. There's so much more to learn about communicating with our Father in heaven.